Hi everyone, welcome to my Autodesk screencast. My name is Zan Ta and I work for Repro Products in Smyrna, Georgia. I'm an Autodesk certified instructor and hold many certifications in multiple Autodesk products for the AEC industry. I hope you enjoy my screencast. If you'd like to see more of my screencasts, please search for VAR 2015 or my name. That's VAR 2015. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up after you watch it. In today's screencast, we'll be continuing our series of What's New in Revit 2016. This is the fourth video in the series, and we're going to actually focus more on the structural enhancements to 2016. So the first thing I'd like to take a look at is the schedule updates. There are three new fields, if you will, that are available. Host mark, host count, and quantity per element, and then total quantity. Why did they do this? So that we can have the ability to properly calculate total number of rebar and base it upon their host entities and getting their quantities. If I take a look at the Revit structure model that I have in 3D, and I look at this rebar, for example, if I scroll down, I can see we have host category and host mark are now instance properties that are available for us to work with. If I decide to take this and copy this footing and rebar, if I go back to my schedule, you can now see that the F1 host mark entities have now increased from 2 to 3 and now has increased per element of 9, and then the quantity has been updated as well. So if we go back to the vertical columns, we can see host mark is available, host count is available. Quantity per element is your quantity divided by your host count. Okay. The second thing in Revit 2016 structurally that's new is the path reinforcement updates. Here we have a path reinforcement created already. If I look at it and edit the path, you'll notice that the path is now one series of lines. It isn't. Prior to this, you had to have a path reinforcement for here, a path reinforcement for the curve, and then one for this portion here. Now it acts as a single entity, and the way that functions is if I go in and I create the path reinforcement, I can pick the edges that I need. And make the adjustments that I want, hit the green check mark, and that reinforcement is created. Now, in this type of instance property of the path reinforcement, I can specify what type of bar type to work with, and I can also specify what shape now to work with, and it will adjust accordingly. If I need to, I can select the rebar and use my spacebar on my keyboard to change its orientation to make it easier and more accurate for path reinforcement designing. And then we have another feature in 2016. If I head over to level 2, we have a beam here. Now, if you're looking at this in plan, it functions. If you're looking at this in other views, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't in regards to the visibility of it. Here I am in plan, I select that beam. And now I have a feature here that I can click to flip the structural framing ends. So if I look at the analytical aspect model, there is the green on one end and red on the other end. If I select it and I hit this flip switch, it will flip the orientation of the structural ends. And so now my end is red over here and my end is green over here. This is good for the structural engineer if they need to, modify their design accordingly. And that's it for now. Let's go ahead and do another set of video screencasts to continue the structural enhancements sooner rather than later. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my screencast, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up.